Goblins? Heh, don't worry lads, I got this. I stride up towards them. Okay. As you move up, you see a meaner, tougher looking goblin shoulder their way through the pack of underlings and point towards you. Ooh, I see him. I cast Whole Person, DC 14. It fails. He starts charging. Hey, you haven't rolled your save yet. Oh, I know. He swings twice and... yeah, they both hit. 10 slashing damage. Wait, what? I'm dead. Cleric. G'day, I'm James from Zalgariath Gaming, and this is the first installment of Creature Feature, where each episode we will dissect a D&D 5e monster and see what makes it tick. The very first enemy players new to D&D in 5th edition most likely met as they rode on the cart towards Phandalin in the Lost Mine starter set were goblins. So it felt fitting to kick things off by grinding down this iconic monster family that has seen significant changes in the new rules. Also, do not forget to summon up your current ZG character sheet and a D20. You'll need them before the end of this video. The 2014 Monster Manual featured two different goblins, the standard critter at CR 1/4 and a tougher Goblin Boss at CR 1. Both of them have returned in the 2025 Monster Manual, beefier, stabbier, and having brought along two new friends who we will meet in a moment. But first let's check out what has changed in the family and what has stayed the same. The same is the AC and the stat block basically. The Goblin AC 15 is now known as the Goblin Warrior, and the Goblin Boss AC 17 has only seen a dex buff from 14 to 15, which mechanically makes no difference. They both still had the Nimble Escape bonus action, allowing them to hide or disengage, more on that later. And the boss still has the annoying ability to swap places with a nearby ally using the redirect attack reaction, though now it specifies a limit of small or medium creatures, so no more ogre meat shields. In the changes column, the most obvious for the warrior is its HP being buffed from 2d6 or 7 to 3d6 or 10, making it harder now for low-level characters to one-shot them. For the boss, it's a very decent offensive upgrade. Firstly, they removed the javelin, which as a strength-based attack was rarely used, in favour of a short bow. The multi-attack was boosted by not only allowing this bow to be used twice, but also removing disadvantage on the second attack that had cursed the 2014 version. On top of that, both the warrior and the boss can now add an extra d4 to all their damage rolls if the attack was made with advantage. Can you see where this is going? By utilizing Nimble Escape at the end of each turn as a DM, these gobbos can now not only stay out of sight, especially with a +6 to stealth rolls, did I forget to mention that earlier, but then pop out with advantage from their hiding place and nab an extra damage die. I like this. It really leans into the tactic trope of goblins being these tricksy ambush opponents. While we're on Nimble Escape, don't forget that as a DM, gobs are not very renowned for their bravery. Once they've copped a decent hit, they are just as likely to use this ability to, nimbly escape the battlefield and keep their ears intact. Not all creatures fight to the death, and goblins less so than most. Now, sometimes as a DM, you just want to throw a pile of these nasty little critters at a party, and even at CR 1/4, the Goblin Warrior is probably too much to multiply too many times on a low-level affair. Enter the new Goblin Minion. They are almost identical to the Warrior, but came late to the war party after all the good gear was taken and the only thing left was a pile of rusty daggers. They can still nimbly escape if they last that long, but they have the old HP of 7 without the gear, making them CR 1/8, AC 12, and they can only poke you for 1d4 plus 2 annoyance damage. Basically, you'll use them to mob swarm the adventurers or surround a goblin boss so they can use their redirect attack reaction and use these guys as living splatter shields. Rounding out the family is the new-ish Goblin Hexer. I believe these guys first appeared in 4th edition, but have made a return in 5th to add some misleading magic to your goblin gangs. While I like to try to use my own words in these videos rather than the monster manuals in most cases, I just love the description here that these whackballs got, so let's do it verbatim. Goblin Hexers use flashy and disruptive magic. Many Goblin Hexers are theatrical, dressing up and behaving in exaggerated mimicries of archmages. And that's probably how you should roleplay them. Do check out the flavor text in the monster manual, it gives you good hints in this regard. At CR3, they had more than twice the HP of the boss goblin, can deal a painful 2d8 plus 3 psychic damage twice per turn, and get a decent stat boost as well as a fun little reaction that's sure to tick off your player's no-end called Jinx. Once per round, they can force a DC 13 Wisdom save, which if the attacker fails, their attack just misses. Nice! Or nasty, if you're not the DM. Chuck in your new favorite defensive spell from Spell Focus last week, Blindness Deafness, the buffing flare of Fairy Fire, and the hilariously fun classics of Grease and Minor Illusion, and the Goblin Goody Raids just got a whole lot more chaotic. Just like they should be. Now, you may be wondering, like our wizard friend in the intro, why I ignored his hold person spell entirely. Well, you see, goblins are no longer humanoids. They are fae. And as such, humanoid-specific spells like Hold Person, Charm Person, and Dominate Person will no longer work on them. D&D has been teasing this push for a while, and it couples with another lore update that changes the default Goblin's alignment. No longer neutral evil, these Fae Tricksters are now chaotic neutral, and personally, I like that change. The D&D version of the Goblin species to me has been more about chaos and comic relief than cold murderous intent. Sure, they are easily pushed into evil deeds by charismatic manipulators like in the Shattered Obelisk, or bullied into service by evil bugbears and hobgoblins, but at their heart, a goblin just wants to have fun. Preferably involving setting stuff on fire, but well, who doesn't love a bit of casual pyromania every now and then? I know I do. So if you haven't already played the Lost Mine starter set or want to take it one step further with the far realm influences of Phandalin and below the Shattered Obelisk, these campaigns are both goblin-heavy adventures, and I have some good news. Below this video you will find links to affordable, print-your-own resources covering every creature paper miniature, magic item, and player handout you need to run these campaigns, designed by me for my table to help you at yours, and I'd love to share them with you. Speaking of adventure, let's see what Blowinbogan is up to. It's time for episode 5 of Running on Empty. As you enter Chatty's Wood proper, you're greeted by a much larger and busier town than you remember. There are now many multi-story buildings, some are reaching 3, 4, 5 stories high as they climb up the giant eucalypt trunks. This is now a hub for trade on the north side of the Great Harbour, and it has attracted various peoples far and wide looking to profit from the new highway road from the city to the south. As you pass a shadier alley, you hear an almost hiss in your ear. Bria! After a good deal. Magic things, yes? Follow best secrets, new shots. The figure in the shadows wears a long cloak and seems to sway unsteadily before retreating into the alley, beckoning you to follow. Give me an insight check. Globby will do the same. Yeesh.